Hey everybody. All right. So tonight, what are you having for dinner? Let me show you what we're having for dinner tonight. So we're doing a stir fry, chicken, veg, rice, stir fry. Yeah. So come see what I have going on here. So I've already taken 2 chicken. These are previously frozen chicken breasts. They don't have to always be fresh. So I've taken 2 previously frozen chicken breasts, thawed them out in cold water in the sink. I've chopped them up. So I take the chicken breast whole. I slice them this way, slice them that way. Basically, you want to cut little cubes of your chicken breast. Have those sitting on my cutting board here. I've cut my green pepper, basically same technique, into small little squares. I got green, yellow. Taken my onion, did a very similar thing, cut it up and basically chopped it up. I've taken my seasoning here, so we've got a little bit of garlic, basil. Actually, that there is a little bit of a rib rub spice. It's really nice. A little bit of seasoning salt, some paprika, a little bit of cayenne mixed in with that. You don't need a lot. So each one of these, basically the paprika and cayenne, I did a half teaspoon of each. Mix them together. The garlic salt, I have 2 tablespoons of garlic salt, 2 tablespoons of seasoning salt, and 1 tablespoon of a rib rub. Any one you want, you can use it. It'll taste amazing. Don't worry about it. So I've also got my broccoli. Now my broccoli is separate from my veg because my veg is going to be cooked in. I'm going to add basically my green pepper, yellow pepper, my onions into my chicken when the chicken is about 3/4 cooked. Then I'm gonna add this into the pan. I've got a pan here heating up. Get that, I've got about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in there. That heating up just for the chicken.
How high do you put this on?
This is only gonna be about medium heat.
Okay.
You don't wanna burn the oil or get it too hot that you throw the chicken in there and it just starts to basically overcook your chicken right away. My broccoli here, what I've done is I filled this bowl with some chopped up broccoli, fresh chopped up broccoli, filled it about halfway with water, and I put it in the microwave for a minute. That's just gonna help to soften up the broccoli, so when you do add it to your stir fry, you don't have this crunchy broccoli, and it's got a al dente kind of bite to it, if you will. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna put this in for another 20 seconds. But I've taken it for a minute, let it sit for a sec. I've got 2 cups of water with some salt, maybe a teaspoon of salt in there, and a teaspoon of butter. I'm gonna add my rice to that. I've got my rice here, 1 cup of rice. For this type of fluffy rice that we're doing, it's gonna be 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. I'm going to now, basically, what I'm going to do is this seasoning here, mix it all up, fingertip, 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 fingertip. Get that all mixed up nicely there. And what you're going to do is you're going to add that to this raw chicken breast that you've already got cut up. As you can see, I've got my cilantro. If you've ever watched any of my videos, I love cilantro. So my cilantro, I'm actually going to chop that up. I'm going to wait till this is off of this cutting board, clean this cutting board, and put my cilantro on here. Cilantro will go in at the end. You don't want to add cilantro in at the beginning. You'll basically burn off all the flavor and taste and whatnot. So you don't need to worry about that till basically the end. I'm basically going to season this chicken here with my hands. Yes, you're going to get dirty. Real cooks will get themselves dirty.
You have clean hands?
I've got clean, washed, sanitized hands. Absolutely. I haven't been playing with the dog or cat or, anything like that. Gardening.
Feeding the macaws downstairs?
Yes, we have macaws downstairs. They're lovely.
Feed the macaws.
Feed the macaws. So I've got some seasoning on. I'm going to add a bit more onto here. Mix that around, mix that around. You don't want to over-season your chicken. Sorry. You don't want to over-season your chicken. You just want to give it a good seasoning over top of it. We've got some pepper in there as well, I probably didn't mention. So there you go. That is beautifully seasoned. Now you can season this earlier in the day and let it sit all day long if you've got the time to do it. I was a bit busy today, so I didn't get a chance to. So we're gonna season it right now. Get that all in there, mix it all around, get the hands a little bit dirty. Beautiful. There you go. It's gorgeous. You know what? I might just even add just a little pinch. That's it. All right. Give my hands a quick wash here. A little bit of palm olive.
Do you put the seasoning on just based on desire?
I do it based by taste. I know what I like. I know what my wife likes. And you know, realistically, a lot of the seasons that I'm adding are very generic seasonings. There's not too much stuff that I add here that has a taste that people will say, ooh, that's very strong, or that's very spicy, or that's too much flavor, or anything like that.
You didn't use all the seasoning though, just in one.
Nope.
Okay.
No, so there's still some left over, and I leave a little bit left over. Basically, because as I'm cooking, when this chicken is, like I say, basically 3/4 cooked, I've had the veg in, I've stirred that all up around. I'm continuing to cook, so you can see there, as you add oil to the pan, you don't want it to be smoking with oil. You're just going to burn the oil, the pan is too hot. Nothing wrong. Take the pan off, make sure that oil's nice, swished around. Be careful, it's hot. We have it on medium heat, so on this oven here it goes 2, 4, 6, 8, high and low. I have it sitting around 4, so medium heat if you will. There you go, listen for that sizzle, stand back, no kids around. You're basically going to slide that chicken. That's what you want to hear. If your oil isn't heated up enough, and you just throw your meat down on top of the oil will basically absorb into your meat, and you won't get a good consistent cook on it. You'll have some parts that will stick to the pan, other parts that won't. So when we come back, I'm going to basically, for the next probably about 10 minutes, I'm going to move this around. I'm going to cook this up. We're going to get this about 3/4 cooked. When it's 3/4 cooked, what we're going to do is we're going to add our veg. So we're going to add our onions, our yellow pepper, our green pepper, right into that dish there. The broccoli we're going to put in closer to the end. We're not going to put them in quite yet, because I'm still going to put them in, like I said, for another about 10 or 20 seconds. Soften them up a little bit more. What happens is if you put your broccoli in now, or in with that, all of these little sprouts and stuff on the end here will basically cook off, they'll fall over the place. It's not a nice look. It's not a big deal. It's all going to taste the same, but visuals are always nice for when you're plating your food. My wife appreciates it. Probably not going to need any more seasoning, but I'm going to keep it aside just in case. So when we come back, I'm going to have, basically the chicken is going to be 3/4 cooked. I will have added now my onions, my peppers into that. We're going to get that mixed around. My rice is only going to take about 20 minutes. So when it probably about 10 minutes from now, when the chicken is 3/4 cooked, when I go to add this into there, I'm going to start boiling this water. I've added hot water into here. Hot water is going to heat up quicker than cold water. So put hot water in there with just a little bit of salt, a little bit of butter, and then you're going to add your rice into that. That's going to cook for about 20 minutes to soften up. Leave the lid down. Don't keep pulling it up and checking it. Leave it down. If you need to, if it's starting to boil over a little bit, all you need to do is just lightly crack the side of that lid, let some of that steam, let some of that pressure out, and it's not going to overboil over your oven and make a big mess. All right, so stay tuned, and we're going to see you in a few minutes. Cheers. Welcome back. Okay, so as promised, what do we have? So we have our chicken in, we've got our broccoli in. So I added this broccoli about 6 minutes ago, 5 to 6 minutes ago. Now, like I said, I pre-softened it in the microwave with a little bit of water just to see it soften it up so it still looks nice and broccoli-like. It's not all chewed up and softened up and falling apart and whatnot. So we've got that. Still have that. Basically low heat. Whenever I put the lid on top, I put it on low heat. Just let it, all those seasoning, let everything soften up. The chicken is now fully cooked. It's not overcooked, still got lots of flavor, lots of juice in it. My rice is done. So you take a look at that, some nice fluffy rice. I've added a little bit of cilantro in there. The cilantro I added basically towards the end. So when the rice was fully cooked, I chopped up cilantro, I slid a little bit of that in there, mixed it around, put the cover on, shut the heat off. The cilantro is just going to season the rice nicely. Now, if you want to, and if anybody's followed me before, I always like to put the rice basically in a bowl.
Do you have to add the cilantro if you're not a fan?
Nope. The cilantro is strictly just for seasoning. Let me actually speed this up. So the cilantro is basically just for seasoning. You don't need it. The only reason why I added it is because I generally like cilantro. So I've got the rice in here. Very lightly, just patting this down. I'm not packing it really tight and squishing all that rice into it. So as you can see, it's not even a full bowl. It's about half, maybe a bit more over a half. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take this bowl of rice, sit it flat on your counter. You're gonna take your plate, put it over top of the rice. Try to get as nice and centered into the plate as you can. And you fold that right over. Super simple, super easy. It's going to give you a nice round bowl of rice. Beautiful. Then we're going to take basically our protein, whatever you want to use, our vegetables. We're going to put them in the bowl. Something a little different, I'm sure some people have not seen. Put that in the bowl right there. We're going to fill it up to basically the same level as we had the rice. Okay, let's set that back on there. We're basically just going to put that right over top. There you go. Beautiful. So, what do we have here? We have a nice white rice, chicken, stir fry with some veg. You can also add different peppers. You can add different vegetables to this. You don't have to add the cilantro. You can mix up your seasonings if you want a little bit. Follow this recipe. If you're curious, you don't like some of the seasoned stuff I've used, let me know. I'll cook something similar but with some few different seasonings. Maybe experiment. If you have some ideas, let me know. And basically that is a nice fresh restaurant style looking dish.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit, everyone. Enjoy. Send me questions, comments, let me know what you think. So, have a great day. Cheers.